morning, besties. My name is Teresa. I am the owner of a small business called Seasons Best by Risa. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. Okay guys, so as the title states, today we are doing another sit down video. So I've actually had quite a few requests asking me to make this video, and I have put it off for long enough. Today I will be making another how-to tutorial video on how I make my stickers. However, this time I will be showing you how I make them using my Silhouette Studio software and cutting machine. So I've already made one of these videos. However, the one that I made, I used my Lockley cutting machine, and I believe I made that video about 5 months ago. And I think maybe about a month after I made that video, I got my Silhouette cutting machine, and I've gotten a few requests, to show or to do a tutorial on how to make stickers using the Silhouettes. However, I had just made like a Lockley tutorial, so I was just not in any rush to make it. However, today I finally decided to sit down and make that video. Okay guys, so that's enough chit chat. As you guys can see behind me, I do have my laptop there ready and charged, so we're gonna go ahead and get right into the video. Okay, besties, so right now I am inside of my Silhouette Studio software, and when you open up the software, this is what you will see. It's just pretty much a blank canvas that's white. So I've already created a folder with the sticker designs that we're going to use today. So I'm just going to show you how to import those designs. Now you're going to go over to File, and there's two ways to import the designs. So I'm just going to show you the first way. You can do Open. And then I'm already inside of the folder. It's called Tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select the Pretty Girls Love God in Blue sticker design because I haven't done this one yet. So it's going to take a second to load, but once it comes in, you're going to see what happens. Okay, so if you guys pay attention to the top bar right here, you guys will see that it created a new tab. It completely opened up a new tab and it added the design in that new tab. So that is what Open does. It will pretty much just open up a new tab with the design that you selected. So in the scenario, in the case that maybe you have 2 different stickers or 3 different stickers or 4 different stickers, and you want to put them all on one sheet and just make all 4 or all 2 stickers, you do have another option. So you can go, and let me actually minimize this a little bit more. Perfect. So you can go over to File, and then you're going to go down to Merge. And when you get to Merge, that's when it's going to bring you back to your folder, whichever folder you select. And then you can go ahead and select the design that you want to merge with this design. Okay, so now that your design has been imported, you can see that Silhouette pretty much added it on top of the same canvas that the Pretty Girls Love God sticker design was in. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead, and right now I'm just making the design smaller by dragging at this corner right here. I'm clicking at the corner and I'm dragging it just to reduce the size. Okay, so that's not too bad at all. So just bring this up here. Yeah, I had made these a little bit too small. So if you look right here, you're gonna see that it says 2.652 inches in height and 2.985 inches in width. So this is what you pay attention to when looking to see how big or how small your design is gonna be. So pretty much you can just click on this corner and pull, and you can drag it, or you can also go up here to this little tab up here. You're gonna see it says width and height, and you could pretty much just type in whatever width you want it to be or height. And if you don't, for whatever reason, want it to be proportionate, you can just unlock it, and that way you could put in exactly the width and the height that you want, regardless of whether it's going to be proportionate or not. So typically for my sticker designs, I like to stay a little bit around 3 inches. I want the longest side of the design to be around 3 inches or a little bit less. So sometimes I do 2.7 inches, 2.8 inches, even 2.9 inches. It's just depending on the look that I want for the sticker. So right now, let's stick with 2.7 inches. Now, before we go any further, I do want you guys to take a look at the canvas. And you guys notice that there isn't any registration mark. So right now, the way how the canvas is, you won't be able to tell where you can and cannot put a sticker because this is going to print out with the registration mark. So just by looking at this, we are missing that. So we have to go ahead and activate, or I guess enable, the registration marks. So pretty much you're just going to go over here. So on the right side of your screen, you do see this panel over here. So the first thing you're going to click on is this little page right here. It's pretty much the page setup panel. So you're going to go ahead and click on that. And then at the top, you're going to see, so this is actually telling you the different types of setup you can do for the page. So right here is just a blank canvas. This one is a grid, so you can do show grid right there. And then over here, this is where you have the registration marks. So if you click on here, you see registration marks, and currently you see that it is off. So we're going to turn them on, and we just do that by clicking on. So now you can actually see where the registration marks are. You can see where not to put the sticker designs and where you can put the sticker designs. So just stay away from the shaded area. It's pretty much telling you that no designs can go here because this is where the registration marks are, and this is where the silhouette machine is going to read. So if there's a design here, the silhouette machine is going to have a very hard time reading the registration marks. So now that we have the stickers in the silhouette software and on the canvas, we have them the size that we want them. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add the offset. So I'm going to get out of the page setup, and I'm going to go ahead and select the sticker. So if you notice, when I click off of the sticker, there's nothing up here. But when I go ahead and select the sticker, we have a lot of different options and buttons that pop up here. And the button that I'm looking for is this one right here. It is going to be the offset button. It says offset selected shape. So you can use this button, but I would recommend getting familiar with this panel over here. The offset button is also on this panel, and it is right here. So the design is selected. I'm going to go ahead and hit the offset. Now this little panel or box opens up and it says offset. You can do an internal offset, or you could just do a regular offset. We're going to go for regular offset. Okay, so as you guys can see, it did add the offset to the design. So I just want to go back over here, and we're actually going to click on this design as well to add another offset. Okay, so I do want you to take a look at this section right here. It says distance. So this is how you can determine how big or how small you want your offset. So you can drag this little triangle over to make the offset bigger, or you could just use the increase button just to increase it a little bit. And if you look at the design, the more I press the up triangle, it is pretty much increasing the size of the offset. Now, whichever size you want your offset is completely up to you. That's something for you to decide, but I always keep my offset at 0.090. I just like how that looks. Sometimes I'll go up a bit, but for the most part, this is the size that I would keep my offset at. Okay, so coming back over, let's just focus again on the sticker design. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna zoom in for you guys. So if you guys take a look at the Pretty Girls Love God sticker, we're going to focus on this for a little bit. There are some lines here, are some blocks or some holes right here that you can see on the design. Now, these are not supposed to be here. These lines are cut lines. So these lines, this is pretty much telling the actual silhouette cutting machine where to cut. So if we were to leave this like this, and if you were to print this sheet out and put it and load it inside of your silhouette cutting machine, the silhouette machine would actually cut out these blocks or cut out these lines, because that is pretty much what we are telling it to do if we leave these lines in there. Now, we do not want to do that. We don't want holes in our stickers, so we need to get rid of these. So this is not like an issue with the actual Silhouette Studio software. I find that it's an issue with the designs themselves. So I don't really know what the issue is with the designs, but some designs will have them in there and some designs will be perfectly fine. But I found that it's really, really easy to get rid of them. So what we're going to do is, I do want you guys to understand that the design that we imported, the Pretty Girls Love God design, and the offset that we added, those are two different elements. Those are not together. And if they're two different elements, what that means is you can separate them. So I'm going to move my design down here a little bit, and I'm going to zoom in because I want to see these red splotches or these cut lines. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on them. So I'm going to double click on them. And if you guys could see these gray boxes, these are pretty much called points. So these points are all around your designs, and you can select the points, you can move them, you can break them. There's just so many different things that you can do with these points. And then the lines right here, these are called paths. So what we are going to focus on are these little gray blocks. I'm just going to zoom in. So all you have to do to get rid of these, you're going to click on the gray box. So how you know you've selected the box, if you could see that it is hollow, it's just an outline, that's how you know that it's been selected. Now you click back on there, you realize there's no outline, it's solid. That's how you know you have not selected a point. So I'm going to go ahead and select the point. And while it's selected, I'm just going to do delete. And that's just going to get rid of that, and it's going to delete it all, and I'm going to delete it until it's completely gone. And that's how you get rid of those cut lines. And I'm just going to do that for everything. Now, I did want to show you right here. So I actually started deleting it by accident without telling you guys. But I do not like how this cut line is going all the way up in the sticker like this. So I'm going to make this cut line a lot shorter. But just so you guys can see, I'm going to go ahead and bring my sticker back over here. And Silhouette is really good. Like, it makes it really easy for you to bring the sticker back and just line it all up. So now that you guys can see, this is how the Silhouette machine is going to cut the sticker out. And it's actually going to cut it out all the way up here. And I don't want that. So I'm going to delete some of these points so that it's not such a deep cut. I'm going to delete. And you just want to pay attention to how it looks to make sure that it looks correctly, or that how it looks is how you want your sticker to be cut out. So this is not too bad, but maybe I could delete one more. Let's see. Okay, much, much better. So I like how that looks, so I'm going to leave that alone. Now moving over here to the Love Like Jesus. If you guys take a look, you guys will see that you also have those little blocks or those little cut lines inside the design as well. This right here is gonna completely be cut out, and we do not want that. And I also don't like how it's cut in so close into the design. I want it to be like a border on the outside. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna double click on the points, and I'm just gonna delete. And then there's one right here. Okay, so this is supposed to be the edge. I don't like how it comes in so close to the letters on the design, so I want it to be out more. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna take my time and delete the points. Now, you guys, just be careful with your points. Be careful to make sure that you're deleting the right points and that your sticker is gonna be, or is gonna come out or be cut out the way that you want it to. Okay, so now that we have both of our stickers the way that we want them, we're going to go ahead and make sure that the size is what we want, because we did add an offset to the sticker. So the offset is also going to add to the sticker size as well. So in order to do that, we're going to go ahead and we are going to select both the offset and the sticker. We're going to right click and we're going to group. Same thing over here, select the offset and the sticker, right click and group. So now that that's done, you can actually see the size of the sticker and the offset together. So it's going to bring this over a little bit more so that's a little bit bigger. I think that is good. Then I'm going to check this one and think that is good as well. So that is looking good. So now I'm just going to go ahead and fill this up. I'm just going to select this sticker and I'm going to do copy and paste. Just going to arrange it on the canvas and paste. And then I'm going to arrange it right here. Just make sure that the stickers are not overlapping. And I'm going to do the same thing here. We're going to copy and paste, copy and paste. Okay, so that is looking really good to me. So now next thing we're gonna do, we are gonna go ahead and we are going to send this entire sheet to our silhouette. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna select send. So we're gonna go ahead and select send, and I know we have not printed this out yet. However, before we print it out, I do want us to go ahead and take a look at these cut lines. So looking at these sticker designs, as you can see, we now have some really thick red lines around the stickers. So if you remember, the offset is one element and the sticker design is another element. So as you can see, there is a red line around the offset, and there's also red lines around the sticker designs. And it's the same thing over here on the Love Like Jesus design. So what we're going to do, we're going to select one of the sticker. And if you look over here on the right hand side, you're gonna see some buttons. So this one, it says no cut, this one says cut, and this one says cut edge. And it's pretty much telling you what each of these are doing. So if you were to select no cut, the silhouette machine would actually completely ignore this design. As you can see, the red lines are not as prominent. It's kind of faded. It's looking a little bit dull. So that is because we're not going to cut this design out at all. The machine is going to pretend as if it is not there. So whether or not it's printed out on the sheet, because we did no cut, it is not going to cut this design. If you go ahead and select cut, you're just gonna bring back all of those cut lines, and you're basically telling the silhouette machine to go ahead and cut out the design and the offset. We do not want that. We want the cutting machine to cut around the design and pretty much just outlining the offset. So we're going to go ahead and do cut edge. And as the name states, it's pretty much just going to cut around the edge of the entire design. So the offset and the design itself. So we're just going to go ahead and select each of the stickers, and we're going to change them all to cut edge. Okay, so this looks perfect. The silhouette machine is literally just going to cut around the edge of the sticker, and it's not going to cut the design. So everything here looks perfect. So now we're actually going to go back to the design tab over here. And now we are going to print this entire page. So in order to print this, you're going to go up top to the top panel right here. And it says right here, send to printer. So we're going to select send to printer. Okay, so it is giving you a print preview. So this is how your designs are going to be printed out. So that is awesome with me. That looks great. So we're going to do print right here. And I do want to go in. So everyone's printer has different settings, but I do want to show you guys. I'm going to go into preferences. And mine is already set up, but I do want to stress, so please make sure that you are printing your designs with the best printer settings possible. So for me, I always use HP matte presentation paper, and that's because my sticker paper is matte. If you're using a glossy sticker paper, you would choose the glossy setting. And then I always do print quality best because I want the best print quality. So that looks good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and do OK. And then I'm going to go ahead and do print. Okay, you guys, so as y'all just saw, that first one was a fail, so I actually had to go ahead and redo it off camera, but this is how it looks laminated. So now it's actually ready to be loaded into the cutting machine. So for using my silhouette, I use the cutting mat that it comes with. It's actually old and tore up and raggedy, but Still using it. I absolutely love it. I don't have any issues with it being not sticky or too sticky or nothing like that. It works perfectly fine. But I did want to show you on the actual cutting mat over here. I don't know, you guys might be able to see it. It tells you where you should put your paper. So depending on the type of paper that you are using. So if you're using an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet, you're supposed to start off at this line right here. And if you are using an A4 sheet, you start off at this line right here. So please just pay attention to that. So I'm using an 8.5 by 11 sheet. So I'm going to start at the first notch. Now, the last thing that I did want to show you on the actual cutting machine, this machine, it actually has 3 notches. So here is a better look at it. It has 3 notches, 1, 2, 3. And when you're loading your sticker sheets, you want to make sure that you are loading the sheet on top of the first notch or the third notch, just depending on how you're looking at it. But if we're going from left to right, you're going to put it on the first notch. And just like that. And you guys, I do want to stress how important that is to make sure that you're aligning the mat, the cutting mat on top of the first notch. I can't really say that I've had a lot of issues from using the cutting machine, the Silhouette cutting machine. However, I will say that of the issues that I have had, it's always been because of something that I did, whether it was putting it on the wrong notch or not aligning the actual sticker sheet correctly on the cutting mat. Okay, besties, so now that we've actually printed out our sticker sheet, laminated it, and loaded it into the Silhouette cutting machine, we can now go ahead and tell the Silhouette cutting machine the cut settings that we want it to use for our stickers. Now, cut settings, that is going to vary. It's going to depend on whether or not you're doing a die cut sticker or if you're doing a kiss cut sticker. And it's also going to vary depending on how new your blade is. So for example, my blade, I've been using it for about 4 or 5 months now. So it's not new. It's pretty old. So over the few months that I've had it, I've had to slowly increase some of the settings for the blade. Like I've had to slowly increase the blade depth and the blade force. So what might work for me in regards to my die cut settings, it might not work for you. It really just depends on how sharp your actual blade is. So for me, considering that I've had my blade for 4 months and I've been using it nonstop, my settings are for blade depth. I typically will stay around 6 to 8. But just for this video, let's go ahead and do 7 for the blade depth. For the blade force, I usually stay around 28 to 27, but we're going to go ahead and do 27 right in the middle. And then for my passes, I always do 2 passes. Ever since I got my Silhouette cutting machine, I've always done 2 passes. Doesn't matter if the blade was new or not. So I leave it at 2. And then for speed, I leave it at 4. I don't care for it to be faster or slower. I just leave it at 4. So now that that is done, we are going to go ahead and hit send. So it is all done now. It did a really good job of cutting it out. You guys might not be able to see it. That might be a little bit better, but I'm about to go ahead and pull them off. I just wanted to show it to you on the sheet. Did a really great job. So here are the stickers. Here how they came out. So this one is the Pretty Girls Love God, and now looking at it up close and cut out, it actually doesn't look that big, so I'm happy with that. And then this one is the Love Like Jesus. But yeah, you guys, that is how I make all of my stickers in Silhouette Studio. That's how I've been making them for the past 4 or 5 months, I think. I can't remember. But that is literally from start to finish, everything that I do and how I make my stickers. Now, if you guys have any questions about anything at all in this video, if I left something out, if I forgot something, if you guys just have like a question about anything, just leave it down below in the comments, and I promise I will get back to you as soon as I can. So I am going to go ahead and close this video off. However, before I go, you guys know the drill, okay? Please do not forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Comment something nice down below in the comments. And if you are not already subscribed, or if this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button, okay? That would be really appreciated. But all right, you guys, that is it for this video. I will talk to you guys next time. All right, peace out.